Hello. Good Sunday. Good Sunday. Good Sunday. I am going to get to read this book a little bit further, and I apologize, Mother Nature. I've been waiting for you to stop reading, but you didn't. You came back on. So I really got to finish my book too, so I just thought I'd hop on and, just go with it, you know. Because I got to finish mine too. So I'm just going to wait here. My name is Nunya, and I'm just going to explain what all this is about real quick before people start jumping in. My name is Nunya, and I came into knowing who I am and where I'm from and how things are and the reality of the Matrix. Here to me is a trap. I'm here to learn something, and that's what I intend to do while I'm reading these books. Because I need to get out. I'm trapped and I need to get out. And I want to fly and fly away like a little butterfly. So here I am learning, and I'm going to take you, I've been taking you along with me along this awakening of mine. And I'm to a point to where I'm getting to know exactly who I am. So I just wanted to point out one thing that's very important to me and that I stress to anyone. And the reason why I say this is because I've been getting it a lot and not knowing that it's my no, trying to tell me to tell you, and shout it out as loud as I can that don't name names whenever you're praying. Don't name names. You're praying to you're being preyed upon whenever you do that. I mean, these are man-made names. God, Guru. I mean, all of them are man-made. And yes, I was praying last night, but I do feel the no with this. It's unlike Jesus and God to me whenever I was going to church and trying to learn the Bible and trying to live by the Bible. But this resonates with me. These names resonate with me. So I'm going to say these names because they resonate with me. So always go with what resonates with you whenever you're praying, because you don't want that negative. And sometimes things are so strong that it can feel positive. And that's why you meditate, is so you know what's good, you know what's bad for you, you know what no is, you know what you're supposed to be doing. And so I've created this channel so that people can find out more about that. And I created it to the unity of what is. And we need to commune, we need to pull together, and we need to stand tall and stand with each other on this, because it's going to get ugly. And whenever it gets ugly, we're not going to have our peeps anymore, because the internet is going to be no more. So we got to create our bond now. It's kind of like, just like earlier, I was meditating with the grandkids here. Finally got my youngest well, not my youngest boy, but the younger one, to meditate. And I told him that, it is true that if you're away from your family, you get to where that bond isn't no more, and you can't feel them. You can barely feel them, because life brings you the bad stuff, and you tend, all this BS, it brings you, and your thoughts are flying around, and that limits that bond. And yes, I will be reading the Tibet of the Dead pretty soon. I'm just talking in the meantime, letting people gather themselves to come in and see. I was getting ready to spot that second person and let them know, but they left. It was like I was saying, and I do feel this way, and everybody feels their own way, so go with your own no, that you create a bond whenever you're meditating with someone and you're holding hands. Because he even pointed out, he's such a smart kid, he took off his shoes. That was the first thing he did, and I said, good for you, all right. And then we held hands, and he said, well, you can also do it this way. And I said, you're right, but you were trying to bond so that whenever you leave, I can be with you, because I'm starting to get to where all these thoughts are, and I'm afraid that I might lose my bond with my grandchildren along the way, because I've been absent, I've been enthralled in what I'm doing. And it takes that. It takes to separate yourself from everyone, really, to do this. You got to run it alone, simply put. You got to run it alone. I realize that now. But you do need help. You know, you do need help with certain things, like discussing, you know, what your thoughts are, or what a book means, or, you know, what have you. Sometimes you just need that little bit of extra help, and that's why I come on here live. And so, you know, sometimes I can get the help. But today is not about that. I'm going to try and do this all myself, you know, because people have just been out coming in and observing me read. And so I'm not going to stop and talk about anything unless, you know, you want to. Unless somebody comes on and wants to talk. Then I'll take a small break and do it that way. And I'm going to smoke before. And yes, this habit is going real soon. It was one of my thoughts today that came in meditation, was quitting smoking, and what was it? Oh, it was seeing if I can do this half screen so that I could do some meditation along with this, because I'm probably going to be on here for a while, and I need stuff to talk about. So I found this meditation where this guy is talking you through. His name is Michael Seeley. You can go check it out yourself if you want to. I'm having trouble with grounding myself and collecting my thoughts, and the empath in me is really strong right now, and it's clouding my ability to be able to rise above it. So that kind of helped. So I found something else that helped, and I did subscribe to him, so he is in the subscriptions up in the channels up there if you need him for a reason. And he has all kinds of stuff, you know, as far as to meditating. He's supposed to be really popular. I looked it up because, you know, somebody's talking to you while you're meditating. You don't want to, you know, go into the wrong hands. So I get ready here probably in about 3 minutes. I thought I'd wait 10 minutes to see if anybody would show up, and I hope you bear with me. You can leave and come back in 3 minutes if you like. But I just want to give people a chance to see that I'm up, and, you know, all that good stuff, because it takes time for people to get ready and sit down. Hello, second wheel. We were just talking about waiting for 3 minutes until we start reading the Tibetan Book of the Dead again. I'm on a different part now. I'm on the Bordeaux of Dying. So that ought to be pretty interesting. I think I'm on the Bordeaux of Dying. Yeah, I'm still on the Bordeaux of Dying, which I did that prayer last night for myself. And I hope that, you know, you don't have to have somebody else. I don't think you do. I think that if you read that prayer to yourself whenever you know it's time, whenever you know it's getting ready to happen, I think I'll be all right, and I think I'll find my way by just reading it. And if I keep reading it, you know, I can memorize it to myself and say it to myself whenever it's time, because I'm going to need that. I'm going to need guidance because I don't know my way. My name is Nanya, if you don't know, Second Wheel. I created this channel for you to be able to find your own way throughout all this, because to each his own, and you got to do it alone. You got to find your way alone. The one thing you do need help with throughout this is your analytics and being able to talk out things and being able to work through them. And I don't have anybody here that can do that with me. So whenever I created this channel, I thought to myself, you know, why don't I, you know, just do it raw and let people see how it is as I go through it. So I started out from the beginning of whenever I woke up, and found out some things about myself that I already knew, but I just didn't know. One of those dog things, you know. So we got 1 minute, and I'll start. And I'm in the middle of this Bordeaux of Dying. And I'm going to read part 1 over again. That way I can refresh my memory on where I was at, so that I can go and flow with it. I'll try my best to sound pretty and sound clean. I didn't look up any words. I don't want to do anything. I just want to read. And if I mess up on words, so what? You know, I'm just trying to get through it and trying to go through it and get what I need out of it. And I'm not playing around. I don't feel like any introductions or anybody else's intake on it. I want my own intake, because that's what this is about, is getting your own intake. So I'm going directly to the Book of the Dead in here, and just starting with it, and not going with what anybody else has to say about it, because I am my own sage. I've been living this my whole life, living this way, And I think I'm confident enough in myself to be able to pull through this. And you're more than welcome to ride along with me. But I will be stopping and chatting along the way to take breaks because it is kind of overwhelming. Hey, 420. I watched some of your videos. Very nice. Very touching. And a lot of people may think it's retarded or stupid, but I find it very touching. You know, to see somebody love somebody so much that they're willing to sit there in their boxers and watch them eat. I mean, hell, that's what it's all about, right? Jerry Runk, you're new. No, you're not. I remember you, Jerry Runk. You were from Positive Movement, I think, or I'm trying to think of his name. Positive something. I remember that. Yeah, I plucked you out and brought you over here so you can check out the channels over here. You know, you don't need to watch me if you're not into this reading of the Tibetan Book of the Dead. You don't have to sit down and watch. You can just listen and listen to it in the background, or you can go into the channels and find out your power, you know, and learn more about what you have, or learn more about what you can read, what interests you. My interest is the Tibetan Book of the Dead. And with that, I'll go ahead and read these. So, 420. Hello, hola, beautiful friend. And Jerry Ronk says, canning picked eggs, but all ears. 420 responds with, I got lost last night. Oh no. I like your viewers. So do I. I love my viewers. They're all so cool. I hardly ever get any trolls in here, and I love it. And I just found out, my niece came in here and started messing with my phone, so I just found out how I can delete comments now. So that's cool. So I don't have to stop chat. If somebody comes rolling in, I can just delete them now. I just need to learn how to monitor, and, you know, I just don't have time for that. I don't have time for anything but reading and doing what I'm doing. He's my best friend. I don't really care about YouTube, you know. They're going to do whatever it is they're going to do, and I'm going to do whatever it is I'm going to do, because that's just the way it is now. We don't have much time, so all this doesn't really matter. We just need to download our film, 420, Jerry. Everybody, we need to download every video that we have, even write them down, you know, verify, you know, like have text, because sometimes these things get destroyed and we have those little things. Sometimes those little things, they won't be able to use the computer to bring it up. So maybe if we write them down and keep these books safe, like in a safe, and bury them, and then leave a map or something for these poor lost souls who didn't make it this time around. With that, I'll go ahead and I'll read. Because I think that was very important, what Global Witness had pointed out there about, you know, nothing being available for these poor people. Jerry says, Ford's our passenger is by Bull Bunny. Wormholes are in the Ford symbol now. Really? I haven't been watching any Mandela effects or anything on the outside world. I've been stuck in this inside world, and I like it here, and I'm staying here. That's what I explained to my grandchildren, that I'm not trying to not play with you, or, you know, it's not that I don't want to play with you. It's not that I don't want to spend time with you, because I was just trying to spend time with my little grandson, you know, and just have 3 minutes before he left, because I haven't really seen him. He's been playing his game all this time. And I just wanted to connect with him, and I told him that, you know, well, anyway, I'll get to reading. I keep rambling too much here. Sorry. Okay, so I was on the Bordeaux of the dying, intermediate state, and third, the methods of closing the doors of the womb while the intermediate state when seeking rebirth. Oh, and I gotta show you something about this rebirth, about birth. I was watching Anya's channel last night, and she was saying about the chakra, because I had my hands almost in the right place for the chakra, but she was saying it's in the bottom. Believe it or not. I didn't know that. So you want to clear out your chakra, and so I'll take you with me. I'll show you what I was doing. That Mike O'Seeley, he talked me through that meditation, and afterwards my back was killing me. And whenever I did this, it felt great. And it got rid of that back pain like that. Like immediately, almost. And I think it was because I initiated my chakra. After I got done, I did like this and just stretched it out and then pulled up on this leg and pulled it as far as I could to stretch it out. And then I did this leg the same way. As far as you can now. Don't do it if it hurts. Just do it as far as you can. The chakra, the bottom. I'm facing it out so it airs out. But anyway, it helped that back pain so much. And I couldn't believe, because laying on the floor for a half an hour, listening to somebody try and take you there, and you got a bad back, man. I was stiff and I could hardly move. And that really helped me out. That pull of that hip, and I was exposing my chakra. So it really helped out, I think, and I think that's where it came from. Chris Carney, Carnal Blow Up, Outside World. You're a very cool soul, says Jerry in both of those statements. Thank you. I just like to help out the best I can, and whatever I find that is amazing like that, I like to point out, because it really did help. And I didn't, usually whenever I did something like that, I didn't do that, and my back would keep hurting me throughout the day. And especially afterwards, I couldn't straighten out very well. And whenever I did that, it was like almost immediate. It was kind of like, how you do things to make yourself feel good. And I don't know how else to explain it. It was almost like I was exposing my chakra and letting it air out and letting it breathe out all the BS that was clouding my mind while I was trying to meditate, and just setting it out there. It was a way to give it, really, I guess you can say, to give that pain, to just set it out there, I guess you can say, and to say, hey, I recognize this pain, it's my pain, and I'm just going to set it free and let it be. And whenever I did that, it worked. And hey, Third Wheel, welcome. My name is Nanya. This is your channel, so take advantage of it within the channels above. Look around, see what your power might be, what you might feel resonates with you. And I suggest that you do this by putting in your own intake, because you know what's right for you, not anybody else. Don't listen to Jeff or anybody else with what's to you, what you know, what resonates with you, what works for you. Because throughout all this, I was kind of thinking to myself too last night that you kind of know already, like you lived this already. Like I did that stretch before already, back in my days, and I just forgot about it. You get dumbed over, you get brainwashed real easy with this, to where it just kind of like sets in the background, and it's there, but you just don't see it. You get dumbed down by TV, by whatever is there, drugs, alcohol. You got to stop doing that during this, because you need to get there first, and then you got to feel comfortable with yourself in your new skin. I mean, you're freaking out right now. You don't want to put bad things in your body to mess that up. And I know, because I do things myself. And I'm trying to quit that with the cigarettes, and it will work, eventually within my own, right? It's going to work within my own. I'm not being pressured by it. I just hand it over. Well, give myself a break, because this stuff is really hard. It's like cramming. So I'll get started again. I'm sorry, I keep rambling. I don't know, I'm just full of advice today, and I can't help it, because I found out so much within the past 24 hours. It's not even funny anymore, and how much I'm learning and how much I'm experiencing. Haven't been able to meditate fully yet, like grab onto, visions and all that, but I'm getting relaxed, and that's cool. 420 says, and to all you, I'll just let it go. You feel it? Here. There you go. I'm setting it out there for you guys. Give me a moment. Because I like to feel you guys, and I hope you don't mind. It feels nice to me, all this love and how much compassion is there within each individual. It just feels so great. Because it's almost like you're going back home. You know what I mean? Whenever you commune with someone who knows, who's there. And 420 says, feel it. Ah, beautiful love flow. Get damn straight. Okay, enough rambling. Time to get down to it. It's been 20 minutes and I'm still rambling. But that's okay, because I'm going to be here forever. Because I am the welcoming committee. Oops! The welcoming committee who just hit her cords and made the phone fall. Woohoo! Here we go for a ride. And, yeah. Make sure everything is good. Sitting upright so I don't slouch in my seat. Back to you, 420, and back to you. Everyone. And I was going to call you out, Jerry, but yeah, everyone. And the third wheel that's here. You feel it too, I know you do. You're my observer for the day, aren't you? Probably Johan, I would imagine, or and we got a fourth wheel, and I'm just starting because I've been rambling like usual. I'm going to go ahead and say it again. My name is Dunya. This is your channel, so please feel free to explore your channels up there that I collected that helped me, plus more that didn't help me, but you know, might help you. And they left. Okay, third wheel, second wheel, one wheel. Here we go. I'll start over. Intermediate state, and third, the methods of closing the doors of the womb while the intermediate state when seeking rebirth. Bina Loco, Latina, Jerry, hello, says Bina Loco. So Bina Loco, we're on Bordeaux of the Dying, part 1 of the Tibetan Book of the Dead. And I don't want to start over. You can watch the video prior to this. So I'm just going to start the intermediate state. And the third method of closing the doors of the womb while the intermediate state when seeking rebirth. And I read that like that so I remember it. You know, the more times I read it, the more it goes in. The Bordeaux of the moments of death. Instructions of the symptoms of death, or the first stage of the Shaki Bordeaux, the primary clear light seen at the moment of death. Beautiful feeling, says 420. Going on and say, Bina Loco, good morning, sunshine. Jerry, hello. Bina Loco, rough start over, baby. That's what TBE is R4. I don't know what TBE is, but we'll just let it be. Be right back. All right. Probably going to get some drink. That reminds me of my mouthful. Oh no, I got it wet. Got the book wet. Can't do that. It dribbled the sweat to the bottle. All right. Instructions on the symptoms of death, or the first stage of the Chaki Bordeaux, Chaka Bordeaux, the primary clear light seen at that moment of death. The first, the setting face to face with the clear light during the intermediate state of the moment of death is, here some there may be. Let me reread that. That was awful. Here, kitty, kitty, meow, meow. There's a kitty somewhere in here, unless he went out. The first, the setting face to face with the clear light during the intermediate state of the moment of death is, here some there may be who have listened much to religious instructions yet not recognize, and some who, though recognizing, are nevertheless weak in familiarity. But all classes of individuals who have received the practical teachings called guides but all classes of individuals who have received the practical teachings called guides will, if it be applied to them, be set face to face with the fundamental clear light and without any intermediate state. They will obtain the unborn Dharmakaya by the great perpendicular path. It does have little writing on the bottom, and I'll read that on the second page, because it looks like it has a period on the second page. So, the manner of application is, it is best if the guru from whom the deceased received guiding instructions can be had, but if the guru cannot be obtained, then a brother of faith, and I know I read this yesterday, but I like reading stuff over again, or if the latter is also unobtainable, then a learned man of the same faith, or should all these be unattainable, then a person who can read correctly and distinctly out to the read this many times over. Okay. Thereby, the deceased will be put in mind of what he had previously heard of the setting face to face, and will at once come to recognize the fundamental light and undoubtedly obtained liberation. As regards the time for the application of these instructions, when the expiration hath ceased, the vital force will have sunk into the nerve center of wisdom, and the knower will be experiencing the clear light of the natural condition. Then the vital force being thrown backwards and flying backwards through the right and left nerves, and the intermediate state monetarily dawns. The above directions should be applied before the vital force hath rushed into the left nerve, after first having traversed the navel center nerve. The time, ordinarily, necessarily, for this motion of the vital force is as long as the inspiration is still present, or about the time required for eating a meal. The little print. And I guess it's references of where they're getting this from. I don't know, references for it. It's in the appendix here. And actually, I'll go ahead and read this to you guys, because who's all here? Who's heard this? Me read this? Because this was really cool. I did like this prayer, which I don't normally pray, but it resonated, these names. And I don't know if they're familiar to you, but they were familiar to me. Have you heard it? Anyone? If not, I'll go ahead and read it. Prayer for guidance. The path of good wishes for saving from the dangerous narrow passage way of the Bardo is as follows. Wait a minute, this isn't right. Is it 197? No, I missed something here. Sorry, I had a little thing holding it. 197. There we go. And I do need to finish reading this anyway. I just kept getting sick every time I read it, like woozy feeling, you know, that pull away from your body, and I just kind of got, you know. Okay, so I'll read it. Hopefully, I don't get sick again. The appendix. Funny, just said about passages. Yeah, I found a lot of things in here that I was talking about before, like right before. Even in the meditation video, it seemed like I was like doing stuff before he even said it, like I already knew. So all this stuff is clicking with me anyway, what I'm doing. So I really suggest that you go on your own and do what you're doing. You know, unless you like this, unless it resonates with you. You know, find what resonates always. In our manuscript, but not in the block print, directly following the text of the Bardo Vidal, there are 13 folios of rituals and prayers, lit paths of good wishes, which all professional readers of the Bardo Vidal must know, usually from memory, and apply as needed. And they are here rendered into English as follows. The invocation of the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas. Instructions to the officiant. The invoking of the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas for assistance when any one is dying is thus. Offer up to the Trinity whatever actual offerings can be offered. And I did this last night, and I represented my channel as my offering. By the dying person or by his family, together with mentally created offerings. And someone just popped in. Hello, third wheel. Let me see, make sure. And Jerry goes on to say, besides the funny just said that, it said about passages, forward passages, channels, and Joden going to mainstream, we are in and out of these channels. The river was electric. Yeah, I kind of feel that way too, like it's a river, like our connections are like water, like a river. Or, you know, some people, you know, my sign is water, so I like to see it as water, but other people have different signs, so they may see it as something else. Jordan, yeah. Sometimes people need to point that out to me. like deities. I said deities at first, and somebody said, look at the word deities. And I think that was Johan that did that for me. Okay. So here we go. This is very powerful right here. I got to prepare myself. I might even start crying, so ignore it. I might even have to start having boogers. O ye Buddhas and Buddhistas, abiding in the 10 directions, endowed with great compassion, endowed with foreknowledge, endowed with divine eye, endowed with love, the power of your great compassion to come hither, condescent to accept these offerings actually laid out and mentally created. O ye compassionate ones, ye possess the wisdom of understanding and the love of compassion, the power of doing the divine deeds and protecting the incomprehensible measure. O ye compassionate ones, such and such a person is passing from this world to the beyond, He is living in this world. He is taking a great leap. No friends hath he. Misery is great. He is without defenders, without protectors, without forces, without kinsmen. The light of the world hath set. He goeth to another place. He entereth thick darkness. He falleth down a steep precipice. He entereth into a jungle solitude. He is pursued by karmic forces. He goeth into the vast silence. He is borne away by the great ocean. He is wafted on the wind of karma. He goeth in the direction where stability existeth not. He is caught by the great conflict. He is obsessed by the great afflicting spirit. He is awed and terrified by the messenger of the Lord of death. Existing karma putteth him into repeated existence. No strength has he. He hath come upon a time when he hath to go alone. O ye compassionate ones, defend so and so, who is defenseless. Protect him who is unprotected. Be his forces and his kinsmen. Protect him from the great gloom of the bardo. Turn him from the red or storm wind of karma. Turn him from the great awe and terror of the Lord of death. Save him from the long, narrow passageway of the bardo. O ye compassionate ones, let not the forces of your compassion be weak, but aid him. Let him not go into misery or the miserable estates of existence. Forget not the ancient vows, and let not the force of your compassion be weak. O ye Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, let not the might of the method of your compassion be weak towards this one. Catch hold of him and hook him with your grace. Let not the sentient being fall under the power of evil karma. O ye Trinity, protect him from the misery of the bardo. Saying this with great humility and faith, let thyself and all others present repeat thrice. Thrice means 7 times. Prayer for guidance. The path of the good wishes for the saving from the dangerous narrow passageway of the bardo. O ye conquerors, and your sons abiding in the 10 directions. O ye ocean-like congregation of all good conquerors, the peace and the wrathful. O ye gurus and devas, and ye dakinas, the faithful ones. Hearken now out of your great love and compassion. There's that word again that I didn't look up and I should have. Obeisance. If you want to look that up for yourself, pronounce it yourself, because I'm going to butcher it. Obeisance, O ye assemblage of gurus and dakinis, out of your great love, lead us along the path. When thou illusion, I and others are wandering in the samsara, along the bright light path of undistracted listening, reflection, and meditation, along the bright light path of undistracted listening, reflection, and meditation. May the Guru of the inspired line lead us. May the bands of Mother be our rear guard. May we be saved from the fearful narrow passageway of the bardo. By we are placed in the state of the perfect Buddhahood. Buddhahood! When through violent danger, anger, we are wandering in the samsara, along the bright light path of the mirror-like wisdom. May the Bhagavan, Vagra, Sattva lead us. By the Mother, Mamaki, be our rear guard. May we be saved from the fearful narrow passageway of the Bardo. May we be placed in the state of the perfect Buddhahood. When through intense pride we are wandering in the samsara, along the bright light path of the wisdom of equality. May the Bhagavan, Ratna Sabhava lead us. May the Mother, she of the Buddha eye, be our rear guard. May we be saved from the fearful narrow passageway of the Bardo. May we be placed in the state of the perfect Buddhahood. When through great attachment we are wandering in the samsara, along the bright light path of the discriminating wisdom, may the Bhagavan Amitabha lead us. May the Mother, she of white raiment, be our rear guard. Raiment, white raiment. May we be saved from the fear narrow passageway of the Bardo. May we be placed in the state of the perfect Buddhahood. When through intense jealousy we are wandering in the samsara, along the bright light path of all performing wisdom, may the Bhagavan Amaka Sinhi lead us. May the Mother of Faith Tara be our rear guard. May we be saved from the fearful narrow passageway of the Bardo. May we be placed in the state of perfect Buddhahood. When through intense stupidity we are wandering in the samsara, along the bright light path of the wisdom of reality, may the Bhagavan Virachana lead us. May the Mother of great space be our rear guard. May we be saved from the fearful narrow passageway of the Bardo. Can't say that fast. May we be placed in the state of the perfect Buddhahood. When through intense illusion we are wandering in the samsara, along the bright light path of the abandonment of hallucinatory fear, awe, and terror. Let me reread that. Along the bright light path of the abandonment of along the white light path of abandonment of hallucinatory fear, awe, and terror. May the bands of the Bhagavan of the wrathful ones lead us. May the bands of the wrathful goddesses, may the band of the wrathful goddesses, rich in space, be our rear guard. May we be saved from the fearful narrow passageway of the Bardo. May we be placed in the state of perfect Buddhahood. When through intense propensities we are wandering in the samsara, along the bright light path of the simultaneously born wisdom. May the heroic knowledge holders May the heroic knowledge holders lead us. God, that's tongue twisting. May the bonds of the mothers and Dakinis be our rear guard. May we be saved from the fearful narrow passageway of the Bardo. May we be placed in the state of the perfect brotherhood. May the eternal elements not rise up as enemies, but it may come that we shall see the realm of the blue Buddha. May the watery elements not rise up as enemies. It may come that we shall see the realm of the white Buddha. May the early elements not rise up as enemies. May it come that we shall see the realm of the yellow Buddha. May the fiery elements not rise up as enemies, but it come. Most times names have meaning, need meaning of name, maybe. Yeah, I thought I'd read it and look that up later and then reread it, because I got to read it 7 times. So I figured I'd read it first and then with you guys raw, because that's what this is about. That's what I'm doing, is kind of like, I'm taking you guys with me on my journey, and this is my first time reading it, so I may as well take you on the journey, and I'll read it on my own time later and then go on to something else, you know, and kind of keep this on the side but while I'm reading it. So that's the way I'm going to work this, so I can learn it, because it says that I have to read it 7 times. Like this part anyway, all this. In order for it to mean anything, you have to read it thrice. That means 7 times. So I did the one 7 times because I thought that the world needed it, because we're all dying right now. And I just want to shout out some people here. It's Satwat has gone live. Come stroke my ego, lots of laughs. HXK, X Devious, X787, Bear Chillin', yo. I'm Diamond in the Rough, yo. Lots of laughs. 18 plus plus, yo. Is live. Mother Nature's Conversation with Gods is live, which I apologize to her for stepping in on her time, but you know, I got to read my book too. And Mandela Mile came out with Rainbow Dragon. I'm going to go ahead and clear that. I already stated it. Just so you know what's going on the outside. That way if there's something that you want to catch, you can catch it. I really love to listen. Got to get eggs done. Right on. You can listen to me in the background if you like. I don't, you know, I'm just going to keep reading. I'm just going to keep going until I feel like a break, and then I'm going to take a break. Which would probably be pretty soon. I'm just going to sit and talk and chat. And just take life slowly and try to take things slowly and let it soak in. You know, because sometimes you need to let that all soak in. Especially the Buddhahood. God, I love that. I love that. That is so me. Buddhahood. And see, it's little things like that that I know I'm going the right way. Because I love it so much. Like little things like that. And that's really what brings me to knowing. Okay, so 10. We'll stop at 10 and we'll take a break, I guess. No, we'll finish 10. Because it looks like they're going to the reverses of 6 Bardos. Yeah. So I'll reread 10. I just felt somebody commented something and I had to check. May the ethereal elements not rise up as enemies. May it come that we shall see the realm of the blue Buddha. May the watery elements not rise up as enemies. Sorry. It's the water. But raw. Oh well. May it come that we shall see the realm of the white Buddha. May the earthly elements not rise up as enemies. May it come that May it come that we shall see the realm of the yellow Buddha. May the fiery elements not rise as enemies. May it come that we shall see the realm of the red Buddha. May the airy elements not rise up as enemies. May it come that we shall see the realm of the green Buddha. May the elements of the rainbow colors not rise up as enemies. May it come that all realms of the Buddhas will be seen. May it come that all the sounds in the Bardo will be known as one's own sounds. May it come to all radiance. May it come to all radiances will be known as one's own radiance. May it come that the Trikaya will be realized in the Bardo. Here beginneth is where we're going to leave off for a moment. And that would be the root verses of the 6 Bardos. And as far as to my reading, I do things a little bit differently whenever I'm studying something. I'm sure that you guys, I mean, I don't know how you feel about the preface and all that. I mean, I'll read it for you guys, but first I want to get an understanding of the Book of the Dead of my own. I want to make it my own, whether I chop up words or I miss words. This is just raw right now, and I'm just reading it because I want to get a better understanding of it, and then I'll go into further understanding of it. And then later on, I'll go into the introductory part of it, because I don't want someone else's thoughts portraying my own. I like to come up with my own meaning for things. And I'm sure I'll explain throughout this way of what these names mean and within myself. So that's what I'm doing with this, and I'll go back and I'll look up meanings to names and stuff later. Right now I'm trying to form my own opinion and my own way of doing this, because I think that that's really important that you do. Because you don't want to take, I mean, if you're already there, and if you already know that this is this, and that this is here, and that, you know, you should be taking up on it, and you should be taking on it, even though you have never meditated or never done anything in your life, you still know all this. You know all of it. You know who your people are. You know, you just know. So I'm just letting my know take over at this point, and that's where I want to be. Is letting my know before I go and read anything that anybody else has to say about it, and in giving it names, you know, because I gotta agree with the names first, and I like to pick out and choose of what resonates with me, so that I can look up those names and say, okay, well, that resonates with me, I'm gonna go with that, which all of them have. All of these names are resonating with me, so I will be looking them up. So far, all of them, it seems familiar. The Dhyana is coming up, the Trikaya. I mean, all of them seem familiar. I may not be able to pronounce them, but I don't need to, because names are BS to me. I don't care about the names. I care about the feelings, the emotions, what's in there, just like what's in there in you. I don't care about your name. I care about who you are and what you do with you and what you do with me and what you do with everyone, not just by the name. It doesn't mean anything, just a name. Your thoughts, your words. So I'm going back to that. The thoughts and the words are the most important. So I'm taking the thoughts and the words. So let's discuss something different. That way I can clear my mind. I don't have any more cigarettes. Darn. That's okay. I'll go get some. I'll put you on hold and let you look at the ceiling. Oh man, that's a lot. That is a lot. That is deep, and it's a lot of words, a lot of thoughts, a lot of feelings. And I am hot, so I'm going to turn this on real quick between breaks. That way you can hear me, because I know how it is having something clouding. I heard my other video whenever I had the headsets on and that thing was going. I didn't know that was doing that. I was new to all of this. Dude. Sorry, I just trying to, it likes to tickle me in my face. Oh man. So I hope everyone is having a good day, and You know, I think we ought to think about every day as a great day. Start out with it as an awesome day. It's going to be an awesome day. I just woke up a little bit ago too, so I had my coffee, you know, I chilled with the family for a little bit, so I'm really starting out my day now with this, you know, because I don't start out my day until I meditate, and I just got done meditating, so now I'm fresh and my mind is flowing and it's centered and not a lot of thoughts roaming around in there to be able to consume this. So I will be right back. I'm just going to go grab my bad habit, and hopefully one day I'll be able to, someday real soon actually, you know, what I meant to say, like tomorrow I can quit. But I don't think so, man. This stuff is hard. I'll be right back though. And I'm just going to cover up that door in case somebody walks in here. That way they don't get filmed. Sorry about that. Hope the fan kept you entertained. I should have put on the strobe and put it in front for you. That we had something to look at besides that small chair. Man, that's intense, I tell you. I was walking in and I felt kind of like it was rising me up again. Man, I can't wait. I want this so bad. I want all this. And I'm so excited about all this. And I just can't wait for it all to come. I'm like really antsy. I was calm about it. There really was. Because I did this meditation earlier where the guy talked you through and tried to get you through that thought process and all the emotions and stuff. And my gosh, it felt so great to be centered like that and to be placed, you know, rooted for that very little moment. Because, you know, I need that rooting. Because I'm just so excited that I just want to jump out of my skin all the time. I mean, I guess that's a good thing. But yeah, the bad thing at the same time, can't chatters. Oh, that's fine, I know. I'm just talking to be talking. Trying to take a break, you know. And that was at 51 after. That was whenever I went to go get the cigarettes, so... Yeah, whenever you hear me, just ignore me if you're doing something. I'm just talking to be talking. because basically it's going to be recorded and people are going to be watching it afterwards. So I have to let them know what I'm doing if I'm leaving and going to get my cigarettes or whatever, or doing whatever. Oh man, Jerry. Oh, I don't know about you. Are you studying anything like this, or have you studied this? Or, oh, you can't talk, that's right. Just curious. But you can respond through your emotions. I might be able to feel them. You know, I do feel people on here and their emotions. You're excited too? I heard excitement. I felt excitement. I say heard because that's what I hear. Well, I think that's what you're saying, is that you're excited too about it. I'm just going to go with that and continue. Turn this off now that I've cooled off a little. That's really what the break is going to be for, is to cool off. It's hot. And I don't want to open up that back door because it brings in a bunch of light and it like blinds you because you're looking straight at it. I think I'm going to finish this cigarette. Really. Because I don't want to be looking away and smoking while I'm reading. So, I did some powers before, and I'm trying to think of the other power that I figured out I had last night. Get so many thoughts, and if I don't write them down, then I forget them. And I forgot to write that one down because I was meditating while I was doing it. But I record all the time. That's why I record, is for the analytical part of it. And then too, you guys are here sometimes, you know, you talk to me. And I figured out that whenever somebody is questioning what I'm saying or is talking and discussing with it, it brings out, you know, something. And I don't know. It just like the talking helps, you know, to keep talking. It's kind of like writing. And, you know, I have issues with my hand with carpal tunnel. So this really helps with that, recording what I'm doing, what I'm going through, instead of writing everything down. So I'm really not writing hardly anymore, so my hands aren't hurting as much. They're still hurting a little. But these recordings do help. Mother Nature, Mama. Ooh. I didn't mean to run on your time, and I kept waiting for you to stop reading, but, you know, I couldn't wait forever. I had to get down to it myself. Cheers! She said, hola, beautiful, and cheers. Yeah, we're reading the Tibetan Book of the Dead. And I'm just taking a smoke break because this is some heavy stuff. And it's talking about names that I can barely pronounce and all that good stuff. And I don't feel like looking anything up right now. I just want to form my own opinion about it. Read it a few times to get familiar with it. Not on the station. But I'm just taking you guys with me on my first read of the Tibetan Book of the Dead. I mean, I could record the other times that I do it, but, you know, I don't think anybody will watch it. And it'll just be wasted space. But maybe not. And so I'm just doing that. How are you? No worries, lovely. Yeah, I didn't worry about it too much. Lots of laughs. You're awesome and doing a great job. Thank you. You're always saying that to everybody. You're so cool. Bringing up the spirits of the room. That's cool. But we were just talking about the Buddhahood. Love it. You love it? I know you do. I know you do. Nothing is wasted. Yes, ma'am. I'm just going to wait for your response on the Buddhahood. The Buddhahood. I'm serious. It has it in here. The Buddhahood. She sends her green love, her little green love. We all know what that's about. My favorite color is green too. Even before. Pippin' that shit. Oh. Sorry. Bad language. My ignorance. Her ignorance led to my ignorance. Pippin' that stuff. Or we shall see. Joe Info is observing. He's the observer. That's who was observer. I thought it was Jerry who was observing because he was up in here earlier, and so was 420, and 420 left, and Benaloco left. And Just a Human is doing fine. He commented this morning, 4 hours before I woke up. So that's cool. I'm glad to hear that he's still following this journey with me because, man, these people mean everything to me here. Mother Nature, 420, everyone, Joe Info, everyone. Everyone just means so much because you guys are connected with me. And, you know, you don't have to be here to be connected with someone. And I really felt his heart pain whenever it happened because I kept getting something going on with the heart in the chest area. Hola, Joe. He's just a human like us. Love your soul. Yes, ma'am. I mean, I would have been happy for him either way. I just would have been sad for me that I had to go through this without one of my people, you know. I wouldn't have cried though. I refrain from crying most of the time. I think it's good that you don't cry for someone, like this says in here, because it says it in here about crying. Let me see. I kind of skipped it, I think. No, that was last night. It was last night's reading. That's where it was at. It was last night's reading. So anyway, I'm just reading this, and it means some powerful stuff. I even read the death part, the death ritual. And I didn't want to put doom and gloom over what's going on, but something needed to be said about it, you know? We needed to prepare ourselves, so I thought to myself, why not memorize that ritual? Because there may not be anybody there to perform that ritual for me. And it does resonate with me, and it does the names, I mean, everything. It's kind of like Anya. Whenever I seen Anya in the chat, whenever I connected, whenever she was here in my chat, I connected with that, you know, and I knew her, and I knew her before on the Wayne show, like before I even went on there. I knew that there was something there that I needed to go watch because I was going to find something extraordinary, to be quite honest with you, with that. And I did. I found the afterlife, the what do you call that, where you come back. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. The reincarnation of people. I didn't know if that was for real or if that was, you know, just something people talked about and believed in their own, or if it was my own or what, you know. So I did know it, but I just didn't know if it was for me or not. And that kind of led me to believe that that is for me, and that that's why you guys are here with me. It's because we all know each other from different lives, or something happened where we intertwined. And I know that we are all connected in one. I do know that. But there's some people in here where I feel it more. And I'm starting to open up to that, to the that side of things. I just can't get my meditation there. Okay. Comments. Joe Info. Gotta go and kill the power. Later. Bye, Joe. Thanks for stopping and observing. Appreciate the love and support. I really do. Really, really do. Oh. Loves. Here it is. Coming. It's coming. I said it there, so it should be on its way. And I made it radiate. I hope you felt it. Hope you did too, Mother. Because it was out there and it traveled through there, I think. I've been doing good with that. I don't know why, but I'm going with it. So here we go. The rooted verses of the 6 Bardos. Oh, now when the birthplace Bardo upon me is dawning, abandoning idleness, there being no idleness in the devotee's life, entering into reality undistractedly, listening, reflecting, and meditating, carrying on to the path, knowledge of the true nature of appearance and of the mind. May the Trikeya be realized. Once the human form hath been attained, once the human form hath been attained, may there be no time or opportunity in which to idle it, or human life away. O now, when the dream Bardo upon me is dawning, abandon the inordinate corpse, like sleeping of the sleep of stupidity. May the consciousness undistractedly be kept in its natural state. Grasping the true nature of dreams, may I train myself in the clear light of the miraculous transformation, acting not like the brutes of the slothfulness. May the blending of the practicing of the sleep state and actual or awake appearance be highly valued by me. Oh now when the Dhyana Bardo upon me is dawning, Dhyana, abandoning the whole mass of distractions and illusions. May the mind be kept in the mood of the endless, undistracted samadhi. May the firmness both in the visualizing and in the perfected stages be obtained. At this time, when meditating, one pointedly with all other actions put aside. May I not fall under the power of misleading, stupefying passions. Whew. Oh, now, when the Bardo of the moment of death upon me is dawning, abandoning attraction and craving the weakness for all worldly things, may I be undistracted in the space of the bright, enlightening teachings. May I be able to transfuse myself into the heavenly space of the unborn. The hour hath come to part with this body composed of flesh and blood. May I know the body to be impertinent and illusory, impermanent and illusory, usury. 5. And now, when the Bardo of the reality upon me is dawning, abandon all awe, fear, and terror of all phenomena. May I recognize whatever appeareth as being my own thoughts' forms. May I know them to be apparitions in the intermediate state. It hath been said, there arriveth a time when the chief turning point is reached. Fear not the bands of the peaceful and the wrathful, who are thine own thought forms. 6. Oh, now when the Bardo of taking rebirth upon me is dawning, one pointedly holding fast to the single wish, may I be able to continue the course of good deeds through repeated efforts. May the womb door be closed, and the and the revulsion recollected. The hour hath come when energy and pure love are needed. May I cast off jealousy and meditate upon the Guru, the Father, the Mother. O procrastinating 7, O procrastinating 1, who thinketh not of the coming of death, devoting thyself to the useless doings of this life. Improvident art thou is dissipating thy great opportunity. NMLB, I just stopped in to say hi and to support you. Awesome. Well, you might learn something new here because I'm reading today the Tibetan Book of the Dead. And these are all incantations that I'm reading to help us through, or to guide us through. These are from our guides, our sages from the past, written of how to get to our guides up in the matrix, and how to get there through meditation, how to get there through death was the first one. Now we're talking about meditation. So I'm going to continue with this. I needed to reread 7 anyway. You know, it's always 7 because, you know, that's a number that comes up whenever I'm reading a lot that I always misunderstand is the number 7, seventh page, or 770, you know, 77. Procrastinating 1, who is thinketh not of the coming of death, devoting thyself to the useless doing of this life. Improvident art thou is dissipating thy great opportunity. Mistaken indeed will thy purpose be now if thou returnest empty-handed from this life. Since the holy Dharma is known to be thy true need, wilt thou not devote? Wilt thou? That is so tongue-tying. Wilt thou not devote? Will thou not devote thyself to the holy Dharma even now? Good Lord, that is. I mean, there's some tongue-tying sentences in here. Ugh. Thus say the great epilogue. Thus say the great adepts in the devotion. If the chosen teachings of the Guru be not borne in mind, wilt thou not, O Shishya, be acting even as a traitor to thyself? And there's a prayer of protection, and I'll stop here for a moment and go back because there was some little writing down at the bottom of these rituals here. The blue Buddha is a Samantra Bhadra. The white Buddha. I'm just going to say the white Buddha, yeah. Blue Buddha, the yellow Buddha, the Vira Buddha. It looks like Vajra, but Vira or Vajra. Retina Sambhava, the red Buddha, Amitabha, the green Buddha. You gotta like that one, mother. Amaga, Siddhi, herein Samantra Bhadra occupies the position often given to Birchana. Both deities being the essence the same, although sometimes Birchana is depicted as being white in color instead of blue. I used to see people's auras in my day, and I was wondering, like, the colors, and it seemed like the white always turned to like a really light blue, and I always wondered about that, what was with that, because I knew that the colors meant something, and I always associated the white as being like mastery. I don't know why, just like a goodness to that person that exceeded outward, and I knew that they were good. Now, if they were red, then yeah, I kind of steered clear, and I don't know what the red means, but I'm gonna find out now because it resonates with me. So I'll go forward. See, now for the prayer of right, and that was for the root verses. I'm sorry, I forgot to say that. The root verses, that was for Mother Nature. I made Mother Nature laugh. I know what you mean. Yeah, I seen you reading too. You had a little bit of trouble there on one word that I came in on. I just peeked, I just came in, I just looked. I didn't want to say anything because I was trying to read and do other, I was trying to read that yoga book and trying to visit with family at the same time, so I couldn't really comment. I just had you on in the earphone, My daughter can too. That's cool. Yeah, it's weird, those things, because it helps you with recognize, but they can fool you. Don't tell her that they can fool you by resonating in a different light. Like, they're good at what they do in their art, which if you think of negative art, it's in lying and cheating and manipulating. Yeah, warn her about that they can fool you with the colors of the aura. And I don't know what these colors mean, but I'm wanting to find out, and I think I will through this book here. And I keep reading through it. So we're on the prayer of right knowledge, and that's what I just read with all the undistracted space of bright, and all that. And that down there at the bottom in small print, it goes on to say, there is a very profound system of yoga in which the devotee's aim is to enter the dream state at will and carry on experiments therein in full consciousness of being in the dream state, and then return to the walking state with complete memory of the experience. See, that's where I'm at. I need to remember that experience because I do it. I just can't remember it. Therefore, thereby, it is realized the reality of both states that before are merely illusionary, being based wholly upon phenomena. Or may I enter into the light, into the bright space of undistractedness and enlightening teachings. And then down at the bottom of the rest of this, it goes on to say, may I be able to join with the remnants of good deeds by repeated efforts. And that's it of that. We're getting through it. I didn't get sick. Feels good not to start spewing. And I am going to have me another cigarette and a little bit of something. Oh. I think I deserve a little break and let that soak in. That's the way I'm working this. I hope you don't mind, but it's what I got to do. Nice. Why do you get sick? Because I transcend, and whenever I transcend, it seems like I'm spewing out the BS or something. Like, I don't know. It's almost like the first time it happened was about a week and a half, 2 weeks after I transcended, and I learned something new, and then I transcended again. And after that, I was walking, and I could feel it coming, that sweet, that comes in there. And I went to go out the garage and run to the house, but I couldn't even make it. And it almost seemed like it kind of was a little bit scary because the thought that I had was I was spewing out evil. That's what I am serious. That's the thought I got. And I thought I was going to throw up some black stuff, like they talked about, in conspiracy theories. That's the first thought. And that's a feeling I got from it. So I think it was spewing out, whatever information I had in there that was wrong. And every time I learned something that I didn't know before, uh, it seems to happen like it was like a piece of information that they were trying to hide from me or something with a lie, and I was exiting the lie and accepting the truth and putting it out in its place. If I mean, that's the best way I can explain it. I mean, it's cool and all, it doesn't hurt, it doesn't, I just don't like doing it. Nobody likes throwing up, but it's not really like I throw up chunks of anything. Like even the last time I had coffee, before that I didn't throw up the coffee. It was just like a thick spit. It was weird. Just a thick spit. It wasn't like foul. It wasn't green. It wasn't, you know what I mean? It wasn't none of that. And I hate to talk gross because, people are probably trying to eat, but that's just the way it was. It was like spit and it was weird. So I think that I'm transcending and doing what I need to do. I just need to quit these and maybe I'll get to it more. And you taught me something about, something else that I can lower. And yeah, so I think it's going to work out this way. So I thank you for bringing me here. I thank you for teaching me all that you have. And I feel like crying, but it's true. You had set this for me. And you're my mother here. And that's why I call you that's why I say mother all the time. That's what I mean whenever I say mother. Otherwise, I would just call you nature because nobody's my mother except for my mother. I thought I thought you something. You're awesome. Thank you so much. That means the world. You have no idea how much the world you mean to me and how it brought me here because I was lost, man. I was really lost and I didn't know what to do next after. I knew that I was ready to be plucked from there, but I just couldn't find what I was looking for out in the world. And it was really hard, because you want to say something to somebody all the time because you know that they're spewing that negative energy. And anytime I ever said anything to anybody to teach them, they would come back with the troll or come back with hate and negativity. And like somebody would say just something, like negative, and I would respond with, using my words, trying to put it in a lighter tone than what I mean, than what it means, so that they accept it. Thank you for saying that. It really does mean a lot. Well, it does mean a lot to me. And I can't express that even more because I was lost and I needed to be put here. And I appreciate you putting it there. It's hard, like you said, it's hard to have guts to put yourself into somebody and say, hey, you, come here. Let me just pluck you there. And I'll just put you over here because I know that this is where you belong because I let it, kind of thing, you know. So I just wanted to say that I recognize that you were my leader there. Which I hardly say that about anybody because I'm very particular about, who I let in this door. I'm so glad I was really able to help. It was crazy how the other day happened with that other name. I was really glad I was able to help. It was crazy how the other day happened with that other name. No one you know. Oh, okay. Because I had somebody bothering me, I thought that you were talking about that. And I was thinking if you were ever in my chat whenever that happened, and I didn't think so. That was after meditating one night. I need to change the name of that and do meditation haunted because, I mean, literally, I had nature helping me out there. No, I didn't know that was you at all. What did I say? I forgot what I said. Let me think. It literally just came out of my mouth. So your no is telling you something right now that I need to hear. With that, maybe. Thank you for saying that. It does mean a lot. I'm so glad I was really able to help. Love, it was crazy how the other day happened with that other name. No one you know. No, I didn't know that was you at all. It literally just came out of her mouth. I said no one you know, and it's none of your business. Huh. I think I heard that. But you weren't talking about me, unless I'm thinking of something else, because I've been watching a lot of videos. I've been trying to connect with everyone who's new too, and just trying to hit on their live chat and go in and just, fill people out, that way I know who's who. And it's been a busy, session in my mind on videos, it was in my card reading. Yeah. And I was there watching that card reading. I freaked myself out. Huh. I was trying to tell you that, you had a lot to do with me and to keep it up. Keep up the plucking. That's what I've been doing. You taught me that. I've been going out plucking people. You taught me that, because I see them in there, and Jeff's for a while, like I was for a long while, I was past due, and I needed to come here so that I can be further woke up with these powers. I knew I had them. I always knew I had them, and I think a lot of people know that they have them that are listening to Jeff, and they exceed a time period to where Jeff is just not doing them any good anymore. And you can still listen to Jeff and his ideas and his books and Wayne's books, and stuff, but you really got to find your own. And in order to do that, you got to be plucked out of there. Your death helped me keep going. Thank you, lovely. Thank you for being here. I'm glad I can help. At least one person a day, is my goal. At least one person a day. And that's why I sit here for hours as I wait. And I just bring along the book because I need to read it anyhow. So I'm just going to take breaks whenever I want, as how long ever I want, and do this however way I want, and just take it like that. I mean, I know that Wayne does it perfectly, and does all this stuff, but I like to discuss things, and some things resonate, and I just like to know if it resonates with anyone else and their opinion, and because everybody's opinion matters, So like Anya with her, I was watching a video of hers, and just earlier last night I was watching one of her videos. It was about the root, the rocking the chakra. It was called root chakra, and being able to ground yourself. And I don't know, I forgot what I was saying. I do that often. So often I do that. Put those away. I don't need those. All right, so let me recollect here, because that kind of threw me out, because I miss Anya so much. And I'm sad that we can't be, traveling together through this again. And I don't know if that's what happened, but I don't know why I just said that. So maybe that's what happened, is that we were traveling on a journey together, like I'm doing with Just a Human, you, and everyone, And and that resonates so much. And I'm starting to open up again right now. It's so amazing watching a flower grow so much, growing through her head right now. Awesome. I know. That's why I'm recording this, is for all those poor lost souls who are going to be stuck here. And I'm hoping that they have computers to be able to download this stuff and to bring it up so that they can experience this. I'm glad I'm connected with you. Me too. And I can't say that more. And Jerry, we're connected too, just so you know. I just wanted to point that out to you. And I know that we're connected as one, but there was something that resonated with you too, like I knew you whenever I plucked you. There were some people that I plucked in there just to be plucking because they need some guidance, you know. I just felt maybe not from here. Maybe it was where they're at, but they needed guidance, so I just wanted to be able to provide them with information. I know what you mean, you plucker, you. And I like pushing the buttons too. I love this button right here. This is my favorite for this month. Right. Especially whenever I get all emotional with this book.
What are you guys doing out there? The dead.
See? So cool. And it's so awesome to have that whenever I start crying through this book. Because then nobody can see my snot coming out. Because this stuff does get emotional, man. I'm doing this raw, you know. It does get emotional. I do start crying everywhere. Love it. Awesome. Lots of laughs. And my birthday is Halloween. So is mine. Girl has a soul, says Jerry. Mother Nature's birthday is Halloween, by the way. Oops. Let me just lean over really quick. Had to get my water, you know. I was getting emotional in the last stream. Cheers. Oh, you got emotional. That, gosh, that one. Oh, man. I had to read it to everyone. It was almost like we're dying. And that's the reading I was getting. Is that we know what's coming. We all know it's coming. And it's going to come real soon. All this misery and pain that we're going to have to deal with. And we need to memorize that. I need to anyway. Me. Because I do believe that, you know, you gotta hone in. You gotta hone in and you gotta memorize stuff in order to, like, stuff like protecting yourself. And, you know, you can carry this book around in your purse and, you know, or you can just write it down or you can record it. But this one here, the dad one, you can't bring the book with you to the other side. What if you're killed and nobody's around to read this to you, you know? And if you believe in it, then I suggest memorizing it that way, because it's all about words and thoughts. The whole theory is words and thoughts, and that's the first being. That's the first thing, is a thought that our Creator had. Then out came the words after that thought. And with those, you got to watch what you say, what you do, because it resonates negativity. And when you resonate that negative energy, then it bounces right back to you in your bubble. You know, it's bouncing back and forth, all that negativity, because it is energy, so it keeps bouncing like a bullet. And then all of a sudden you step into somebody else's negativity. Then you got more negativity, and there's lots of it out there for you, you know. So if you don't live it, I mean literally live every day, every thought, every word, every action, if you don't live it, then you're spewing out a little bit of negativity in your bubble. And it's harder to get rid of it, you know, whenever there's a lot of other negative energy in there and you're trying to push everything out with your energy. And then I think what I think happens with the negative whenever they pass over is it implodes. And Jerry, you might have knowledge of electricity. I don't have time to look it up because I'm looking up other things, but I was curious about that. Something I'm curious about. Father knows how to get his children home. No place like home. Yes, Jerry, that is true. Yes, ma'am, says Mother Nature. Yes, ma'am. So yeah, so you got to take it seriously, like you are, Mother Nature, and I see that in you. You may do your thing, but you, like you said, it's not weed. It's cannabis. It's a medical use. It's a medical use, and you should be stating it as medical use, the way it was originally said, the words, the thought. You know, marijuana was a word created by a government who wanted to use a scare factor. I know that now because you taught me that. You didn't directly teach it to me, but your words made me think. And then I went out and I researched. Not really researched, but I was researching other things. And throughout those other things, people comment. And here my people comment. And I see it. And it resonated with me that somebody said that marijuana was a government-made word as a scare tactic, and that associated me with what you were saying about the medical use of it and how you state the medical word for it, you know, cannabis, because that's what it was originally for by the Indians. If you translate it, am I correct? That's what I would think in my head. That's what I'm feeling out of it. I don't know if I'm correct. I don't have any evidence. But I don't need evidence because I know I'm on the right track. You know, whether it's true or not, it all resonates. So I'm just going to keep flowing with it. And that's what you ought to be doing out there is flow with it. Just let your know everything. Let it do its thing. Because if you don't let it do its thing, then you're going to wind up having to re-walk miles and miles and miles. Trust me, I know. I spent 2 years lost. Walking, man, that was long. Freaking, I was in a ditch, man, trying to scrap my way out of a ditch that was filling with water, a bunch of water, and I was drowning, Mother. I was drowning until I seen Jeff again, and I came back to Jeff because the seed was planted, and whenever I was ready for it, then it came. And Mother Nature, I don't think you know this about me because you're pretty busy doing your own videos, and I understand that. When it comes, or when it makes sense, bank on it. Yep, Jerry, that's so true. I appreciate you letting me know that I've helped you. No problem. If you got to go, go. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, well. It'll come at some point. I'm here. Oh, she's staying. It'll come back. It always comes back. So I'm just going to continue reading because I don't think it's going to come back anytime soon. I feel that way. I'm leaving. Not leaving. Mother Nature says. Mother. I'm just going to call you Mother now at this point because, you know, I've been saying Mother Nature, but they should know by now, right? Oh, I should have turned on that fan while I had the chance. Prayer for right knowledge. Grasping the true nature of dreams, may I train myself in the clear light of the miraculous transformation, acting not like the brutes of slothfulness. May the blending of the practicing of the sleep and actual experience be highly valued by me. Oh, now, when the Dhyana Bardo upon me is dawning, abandon the whole mass of distractions and illusions. May the mind be kept in the mood of the endless, undistracted samadhi. May firmness both in the visualizing and in the perfected stages be obtained. At this time, when meditating, one pointedly with all other actions put aside. May I not fall under the power of misleading, stupefying passion. Oh no, oh now, when the bardo of the moment of death upon me is dawning, abandoned attraction, then craving, and weakness for all worldly things. May I be undistracted in the space of the bright, enlightening teachings. May I be able to transfuse myself into the heavenly space of the unborn. The hour hath come to part with his body composed of his flesh and blood. May I know the body to be impertinent and illusory. Still didn't get it. Oh no, when the bardo of the reality upon me is dawning, abandon all fear, abandon all awe, fear, and terror of all phenomena. May I recognize whatever appeareth. I don't know, I already read this, didn't I? Yes, I did. I'm starting way over. Sorry, I get like that. I'm supposed to be over here on the prayer of protection. You guys are probably hollering at me. Let me check it out. My name is Nicole, a friendly FYI. Christina here. I'm not afraid. I already made the mistake of saying it before. Oh, when you know it's right, get on board the ark. No worries. Maybe I'm supposed to be reading it over. Really, you know. Maybe I was supposed to read that one over again. Who knows? Okay, so we're on the prayer of protection. And I'm just going to start at the beginning. I don't know where I left off, if I left off anywhere. It's a great word. Divine. Bardo, the brightness, radiance, 5 wisdoms. No, I don't think I read this. Prayer for protection. It is of great importance that these root words be known. For here beginneth the path of good wishes, which protecteth. The path of good wishes, which protecteth. Okay, the path of the good wishes which protect from the fear and the bardo. I'm just going to do that every time I see one of those words. I learn as I go. When the cast of the dice of my life hath become exhausted, the relatives in this world be available to me. The relatives of this world avail me not. When I wander alone by myself in the bardo, O ye conquerors, peaceful and wrathful, exercising the power of your compassion, let it come that the gloom of ignorance is dispelled. When wandering alone, parted from lovely friends, when the shapes of mine empty thought forms dawn upon me here, may the Buddhas, exerting the power of their divine compassion, cause it to come that there be neither awe nor terror in the bardo. When the bright radiances of the 5 wisdoms shine upon me now, let it come that I, neither awed nor terrified, may recognize them to be myself. When the apparitions of the peaceful and wrathful forms are dawning upon me here, let it come that I obtaining the assurance of fearlessness, may recognize the bardo. Let it come that I, obtaining the assurance of fearlessness, may recognize the bardo. Nice. Well, that's the late best friend's name. She passed in 2011. I'm so sorry to hear that, but that is pretty interesting. You know what Christina means? It means the follower of Christ. And I truly had a connection with Christ. I truly thought that Christ was here, and I knew. It was like I seen him almost in his day. Like I got to be able to see him some way or feel him in some way back then. So that's weird that my name is Christina, because I do feel so strongly about that, that there was a Christ here, that there was someone. And I didn't think that he was anything like what the Bible said. I thought he was more like this, what I'm doing. So that's really weird. Much love. Yeah, you too. Where am I at? Where am I at? Oh, okay. Okay. 4. When experiencing miseries because of the force of evil karma, let it come to the conquerors. The peaceful and wrathful may dispel the miseries. When the self-existing sound of reality reverberates like 1,000 thunders, let it come that they are transmuted into the sounds of Mahayana doctrines. When I am unprotected and karmic 5, when I am unprotected and karmic influences have to be followed here, I beseech the conquerors, the peaceful and the wrathful, to protect me. When suffering miseries because of that karmic influence of propensities, let it come that the blissful samadhi of the clear light may dawn upon me. When assuming supernormal rebirth in the Sidpa, I heard of that. I think I heard Ascending talk about this. Let me start over. 6, and that's my number, 6. Ooh, I like it. Same here. Jerry says, I'm sorry, Mother says same here. And Jerry goes on to say, I was carpenter all my life. Builder carpenter as masons make the house. Cool. And mason, builder, carpenter, and mason make the house. I like that. Like connected. In just one conversation with two. I mean, who else is a carpenter? And we're sitting here talking about Christina is my name, and how I just explained that's a follower of Christ. I mean, that's kind of weird, don't you think? Synchronicity. I do believe in it. 6, and this is one of my synchronicities right here. I think I'm going to have to read this one twice too. When assuming supernormal rebirth in the Sidpa Bardo, let it come that the perverting revelations of Mara occur out therein. When I arrive wheresoever I wish to, let it come, and I experience not the illusory fright and awe of evil karma. Illusionary, that's illusion, the illusion fright. See, and that's what I mean about words. You could just keep reading and figure out what they mean. Jerry goes on to say, funny how God works in listening. Watch the names. I'm getting to watch the names. Like, especially whenever you're praying. Because think about the word God. Who made that word? Who really made it? It came out of the Bible, and they messed with the Bible. So who gave it? You know, who named it? Man. Do you really want to put yourself out there to that and invite something in that may not be what you think it is, and may pretending to be that? Because evil can do good at the same time, you know, in order to do what they want, which is evil, you know. So be careful whenever you're praying and you're talking to your God. Just I don't know, compulsion, because I started out with that, and then here you come in. It was almost like it was meant for you to hear, Jerry. And I always felt that way after I was possessed and or oppressed. I think it was kind of an in-between thing, really, and how I felt about that and how my body responded, you know, how I mentally handled it without even realizing I was handling it like that. It was such a weird thing. Same word in Bible, same word in Bible, dreadful and awesome. Okay, I gotta reread 6 here. When assuming supernormal rebirth in the Sidpa Bardo, let it come that the perverting revelations of Mara occur not therein. When I arrive wheresoever I wish to, let it come that I experience not the illusion, fright, and awe of evil karma. 7. I have a speech impediment. Can they do that? Now I'm starting to do with the when. When the roaring of savage beast are uttered, let it come that they be charged into the sacred sounds of the 6 syllables. When pursued by snow, rain, wind, darkness, let it come that I see with the celestial eyes of bright wisdom. 8. Appalling, wonderful, same words, says Jerry. Mother Nature succeeds with that with no need for any apologies. Positive Movement is here. Hey, how are you? I've been plucking your people. I plucked every single one of them. Little girl, I seen you for who you was. The moment I plucked you. And I started watching you, and I thought, no wonder why. I don't know why. But I did. I plucked every single one. It's all love, baby. Yep. Positive Movement says it's all love. So we are reading the Tibetan Book of the Dead here, and I'm reading incantations in the index right this moment, because that's where the book led me. It was telling me to go back to the index and read these incantations before I proceeded, so that's what I'm doing. It didn't say that, but in the little print down there was telling me to go to the appendix. So we are on... I did the prayer... Wait a minute. Yeah, we are on the prayer of protection. We did the prayer for the dead. We did the root verses of 6 Bardos. Then the prayer of protection. And we're still on the prayer of protection until the concluding. No, that's it. That's where it leads. Okay. So we're almost done with the epilogue for that particular part of the book. This book gets detailed. It has an appendix that you got to go throughout it. And it's a tongue twister. Try reading anything in here really fast. It ain't going to happen. Not going to happen at all. Got to read it nice and slow and take your time with these words because they run in together. All right, where am I at? I'm at sentient beings for the same harmonious, jealous higher planes. We'll read 8. Let it come that all sentient beings of the same harmonious order in the Bardo, without jealous towards one another, obtain birth on the higher planes. God's no father of confusion when it makes sense. Right, Jerry, says Positive. Excuse me. Sorry. I gotta get it out. I can't just excuse myself unless I fart, you know. And I'll go excuse myself, make up something, you know, that I gotta go get. No, the cigarettes wasn't that. The cigarettes was actually something else. And Mother Nature, Mother is laughing out loud. Okay, and we're going on with the prayer of protection. Sorry, that's my thing closing up in there, that gastro thing, the little flap in the stomach. When destined to suffering from immense misery of hunger and thirst, let it come that I experience not the pangs of hunger and thirst, heat and cold. When I behold the future parents in union, let it come that I behold them as the divine pair, the conquerors, the peaceful, and the wrathful father and mother, obtaining the power and being born anywhere for the good of others. Let it come that I obtain the perfect body adorned with the signs and the graces. 10. Obtaining of myself the body of the male, which is the better. Let it come that I liberate all who see and hear me, allowing me the evil karma to follow me. Or allowing not the evil karma to follow me. I almost steered you wrong. Oh boy. Let it come that whatever merits be mine, follow me and be multiplied. Wherever I be born, there and then, let it come that I meet the conquerors and the peaceful and the wrathful deities. Being able to walk and to talk as soon as I am born. Let it come that I obtain the non-forgetting intellect, and remember my past life or lives. Reading the bottom, little small print. I don't know if I want to read all this stuff, my goodness. So I'm just going to pick and choose, because I'm in a hurry. I need to get through this. I just need to get it done, read the book, pick out what I want, and go. So that's what I'm doing. That is into the sounds of the mantra Ama Ni Pa Ama Ni Pe Mi Hung Amana Pe Mi Hung, and of other mantras of the Mahayana and Matrayana doctrines. It says below, see page 149 and 134. It's a prayer for liberation. 134. The last of the least, it's talking about the Bardo of karmic illusion. The last of the least of Matrionic devotees who may seem to be very unrefined manners, undustrious, untactful, and who may not live in accordance with his vows, and who okay, I get it. I don't need to read it all. I get it. In 149, right? So that's just talking about the evil, like the bad karma. Really. And we already know. There's a name down here, wander down this far, of Conrad Bardo. We gotta know all that? All these Bardos? Nah. Do we? That'd be fucked up. That's a lot of paths. I mean, my God. It's a lot to know. And I'm dumb sometimes as far as retaining information, because I'm like the jack of all trades. I like a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a little bit of that. Yeah, this is going to be like a college course, like a major color. Oh my gosh. I'm in for some hell. Holy crud. I'm sorry. I'm just now seeing it for what it is. Hey, Max Vision. I'm like panicking now. I seen all that and I don't know, I just panicked. Especially the paths in the Bardo. The Sidpa, the Fakla, and the Sakla. I'm so nervous. Oh my God. Yeah, it is like a wave. Just listen to Gospel of Thomas. No, this has been given to me by somebody who passed away. And I have a feeling I found it for a reason. So I'm sticking with it, And I gotta stick with it. Oh man. This is huge. Real huge. This is gonna be like a college course. I can take you guys along if you want. I can put up a syllabus and get down fucking to it. Jesus. I didn't think, I thought it'd be hard. But not this hard. This is like doctrine hard. I mean, seriously. I know I can do it. It's overwhelming thought, It's overtaken. And I gotta do it quick. Because this is important. So I gotta read the whole book, but like I said, I'm starting with the main part first. But my goodness, I just wanted to take a little peek back there to see what it was. Because I am interested in that. And, like the doctrines, the sounds. I don't know, something just resonates with me with all this. And I don't think I'm going to leave anything out with this. Really. So far, everything freaking resonates. It's like a forgotten knowledge, you know? Well, I guess you know that. I'm just freaking out. You can fly off one rail at a time. Lots of laugh. Crazy train. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I got butterflies. Kind of like, you know, you're going on stage and I need a cigarette. I can't. That's too much. And more pigs. I wish we didn't have to go through this, man. I wish there was an easier way. Here I thought I was gonna have it kind of easier because I lived my whole life doing this shit, you know. I'm getting pissed now. Calm down, Christina, calm down. It's all right. This is like that ignorant professor I had in college in accounting. Can't tell a blind man what red looks like. Breathe! Yeah, Jerry said that, and then Mother says, breathe! Yeah. I had this one college professor, and he was teaching accounting. I forgot what kind of accounting, but anyway, that's how much this fucking class meant to me. And God forgive me. And I say that because that's the evil to me, and I want them to forgive me. Unless you walk it, you'd never know. And I do that sometimes. Sometimes I do talk to them because I want them to know something. Yeah. Because they are human too. They are beings. They are beings. And maybe if we talk like they're beings, then maybe they'll forget all this, you know, negative nonsense. You know, and that's the way I think sometimes. Like if I can send out the vibe of it, then I'll send them. Sure is. You know, before I learned all this, I was already calling them. With the capital, with all caps. Them, in quotes. I'm just going to take a little break because I feel overwhelmed by that. Pink Floyd! I guess. I had forgotten Pink Floyd. I've forgotten a lot of things from the reality of things. I've been out here in this garage, man, for like 3 weeks now. And then before that, I was on YouTube for like 4 years. And even before that, I hated watching TV. And I would watch Netflix or something, but I was still being brainwashed through that. So, but I sure do miss, you know, my Supernatural and all those good ones. I never did watch The Walking Dead though. They ended their one season, and they didn't tell us whenever they were coming back, and it pissed me off because I had to walk all the way up to the library every time I went to go check on it to see about it, and that'd be like an hour walk. And then I get the computer for an hour, and then I research like their website, chats, anything I could to find out anything about it, because I was just that into The Walking Dead at first. And then it went through a year of that, of trying to look for it, and they never did come back. And I figured, well, you know, if you're not going to tell me through commercials or, you know, through the internet that I'm walking to find out, then I ain't going to watch you, man. Forget you too, you know? You too. Oh, please, excuse me in this video. This is hard stuff, and center. Look at me, I'm off. There we go. I apologize for my ignorance to everyone out there with my foul mouth and not knowing another word to say for it, because I'm just that upset about things, and I apologize. Children, you should not use words that you don't understand, that you don't know what they mean. Ask your parents what they mean, and you'll find out why. Pink Floyd. And then Mother Nature responds, "What sign are you, Scorpion?" Jerry says, told you she has soul. Told you she has soul. Hee. Told you. Oh, told you, yeah. You told it. You told it. There's certain words that ring with me. Told it. Yeah, that sounds cool. Buddhahood. Buddhahood. Love it. Ambulance. Why don't you call that ambulance? Is your birthday really Halloween? No, it's around Halloween. I don't want to say because, you know, I'm online and I don't want anybody stealing my identity. So I tend to lie and whenever I make up these accounts about things, certain things. Even the name, to be quite honest with you, is wrong on this channel. But, you know, no worries, you're good. Love, 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 love. Green love. Green love. What time is it since you said that? I gotta clear the throat here in the fan. A little bit longer break here. I gotta clear my throat. I'll be right with you. 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 Let me just concentrate here. There, that's better. Oh, wait a minute, I dropped something. Cheers! Uh-oh, children coming about. Look at me flutter. Oh my God. Paperwork. Paperwork. Mother Nature. Puff, puff, blow smoke. Puff, 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 smoke, smoke. To try. Let's laugh. Funny. Says Mother Nature. Max says, bye everyone. See you soon. Oh, you're leaving, Max? He left. Because I wasn't paying no mind. And Jerry says, later, Max. Hey, Jerry, you want to know my favorite joke in the world? 789. Remember that one? Sesame Street? That was a good one. I like that one. Mother Nature, puff, puff, pass. You're right. Puff, puff, pass. Yepers! Puff, puff, pass. It just blew right back. 789. Yeah. Gotta love that one. That's always been my favorite joke in the whole wide world. So simple, so simplistic, but yet so funny. because every time I think of it, I get a chuckle. Because I think of Cookie Monster, man, eating at 9. Someone showed up. It must have popped back out. They said, ooh, no, thank you. Look at her face. She's all sweaty. Maybe not now. I don't know why you can't see my hairs. Probably because they're so thin. But I keep getting goosebumps throughout this whole book. I tried to show you one time, but you couldn't see it. Like my hairs. They're so little and fine. Like you had. You know, you showed yours and you can see yours, but I can't see mine. Can a little, I guess. Maybe I needed to hold up real close. But I'm not getting them now, but I just thought earlier I was getting them, and I kept getting them over and over. Good sign, you know. Look at me, I'm all giddy and excited, like I was with Anya. Like I was a schoolgirl in love, talking on my channel about somebody I just met. It was funny. Someone showed up, and then after that, Mother Nature starts laughing out loud about something I did, and someone else did show up. The third wheel. Hey, third wheel, we're just checking out the Tibetan Book of the Dead. I think I'm going to have to turn it into a lesson, because it is really in depth, and I started panicking about it. Started getting freaked out, because there's a lot to learn in this, and it goes deep. It runs pretty deep with all kinds of veins in it. So if you aren't interested in those veins, then you might want to find something else, like maybe the Tao to start out with. That was pretty easy for me, and I just read the Tao. I didn't read the introduction. I took things of my own. And my name is Nunya here on this channel. Whenever I came into it, my name is Christina. But I created this channel under Nunya because I was trying to hide what I was looking at and what I was watching, because I needed to go through it for myself to wake up. And if you need to be woke up, then I suggest that you go see someone of Jeff Daughtry or Wayne Steiger or Leaks Project, or just go see the ugliness in the world and you'll wake up, is my suggestion. Go research, you know, do your research, read those Clinton emails and look at the FBI list of words that they use for children and trafficking children, you know. Then you'll see the ugliness involved there. And that pretty much is why we all woke up, I think, this last batch that came into this unity here. There's other unities out there, and you probably might have plucked you out of one. Positive movements. There's others too that I just went to and found lives, and just kind of like seeing people there, and they resonated with me and thought they could use extra knowledge, because sometimes, you know, we're just trying to help and we don't think about other information, you know, that's out there. Like Positive Movements was her site, or her channel is basically plucking you guys and bringing you guys over to the know and having that positivity about you. And she had a lot of soul food that I didn't think about. You know, taste is part of your senses, you know, incense and things are part of your senses, and it does matter whenever you're meditating to do those things. So I decided to check her out and wound up plucking all her people and bringing them over here and sharing my channel, or our channel, with her channel. That way we can sync in sectors. If you catch my drift, if you're of the know, then you know what I'm talking about, because, you know, we're all kind of coordinating together here. And it's a way to connect with the other sectors as well. I was put here as a welcomer, and so was she. And we're just here to show you what we found along the way of our learning process, which is these books. In Tai Chi, healing, I'm going to be learning that, and whenever I do, I'm going to bring it on. You know, I'm going to present it like I am this book. You know, do a syllabus about it. Get to learning it, because these things are important. You know, you got to memorize certain incantations, if you want to find your way, I think with me, that resonates with me. You are your own. You may prefer something else. You may have a different flavor than I do. But we all have different flavors, and we all tolerate everybody's different flavors. But sometimes the no is telling you to tell somebody something because, it needs to be said at that particular moment. Maybe not with the person that you think it may be, but maybe it's the next person, Okay, I got done explaining. They didn't like it and they left. All right. Let me get to where I was at. I apologize, but I am welcoming at the same time as I am reading, so bear with me on that, please. I feel weird saying that too, Thank you, Mother Nature, because I do need that love and that hug. Because I feel weird with saying things to other people. I don't think that they were of the know, but I felt like they needed to be told about it. So I wanted to put it out there, just as a seed, You got to plant those seeds with everyone that comes in here, because they are looking and they're put here for a reason. And I think that's why you brought me here, is for that. So here's your creation, Mother. You help with the community creation here of my ingenious of thoughts. All right, let's get down to it. I just had to say that because that was cool. That pointed that out, what you did, what you started, what your seed planted, in me, which is cool. I love the seed, and I love the thought of the seed and how it works. And I'll probably start talking about that seed too. Watch. Real soon too. I understand. You're so welcome. Got me tearing up. Oh, says Mother Nature. I didn't mean to get you teared up. I just wanted to point it out because it needs to be shown on the channel here, because it is raw. And I like to point things out like that because they are important. Very important. They are the most important things. That is the most important thing, is planting that seed right now within everyone around you, all that you love, all that you cherish. Protect it. Protect everyone. I mean, if they're listening, if you say it 3 times and they're not listening, then you just casually, you just do your thing, and they see that thing and they get interested. Others, you plant a seed, and if they want it, then it's gonna freaking shine and grow. I already shined in my life, but I lost it, and now I'm getting it back by doing all these things here that I'm doing. Meditating. I never meditated before in my life. It's also new. All this is new. Everything is new to me. It's kind of like a baby, because but you just don't know. All right, let me see where I'm at. I keep talking. Procrastinating. Oh, I need to turn that off. That's why I'm procrastinating. Collecting my thoughts. That's why. Oh, we are still on their prayer of protection. And we're on the second half of the prayer of protection. You're good. Thank you. It's not me, really. It is me, but it comes from you guys too. I don't know how to explain that, but it seems like the more people that come in, the more I learn. Like, there's words that are said here on the chat, things that I'm learning here, then it's all sinking in together, like home life, this, that, the other is all sinking. And it's awesome to see it sinking together like this. And whenever you see that, that's whenever you know you're on the right path of things. Because by golly, this feels great, and I feel dizzy because I'm opening again. I'm not getting sick though. Okay. It is of great importance that these root words be known. Here beginneth the path of good wishes, which protecteth from fear in the bardo. When the cast of the dice of my life hath become extinguished, the relatives in this world avail me not. Yes, I did, but that's all right. When I wander alone by myself in the bardo, O ye conquerors, peaceful and wrathful, exercising the power of your compassion, let it come that the gloom of ignorance is dispelled. When wandering alone, parted from loving friends, this is number two. The shapes of mine empty thoughts form down, let me reread. 2. The wandering alone, parted from loving friends. When the shapes of mine empty thought forms dawn upon me here, may the Buddhas, exerting the power of their divine compassion, cause it to come, that there be neither awe nor terror in the bardo. Yeah, I read all this. I don't want to read it again. I want to keep going. Where am I at? I got all freaked out and I lost where I was at. I thought I had it on a page. Excuse me. Excuse my freakishness. Okay, yeah. Are you saying it? You're just smiling away. You're like, she's reading it again. Maybe I just wanted to, I don't know. Subconsciously, that is. Listen, to suffering, intense misery of hunger and thirst. Yeah, I read that. The able to walk. Yeah, read that. And the various lures, great or small. I don't remember it, so I'm just gonna go ahead and read it again. Like, whenever I look at it, I'm not remembering it, so that means I gotta read it again. So I apologize, but that's the way my brain works. I got on a roll, trust me. When prayer for protection. When destined to suffering from intense misery of hunger and thirst, let it come that I experience not the pangs of hunger and thirst and cold. You know what it is? I needed to keep reading. Sorry, I'm not listening. I'm going off in my own little world there. I'm not listening to the no. The no is telling me to reread that, so I need to. It's bothering me again about it, and that's why I can't concentrate and read. So I apologize. Let me pick up where I left off. When the bright radiances of the five wisdoms shine upon me now, let it come that I, neither awed nor feared or terrified, might recognize them to be myself. When the apparitions of peaceful and wrathful forms are dawning upon me here, let it come that I, obtaining the assurance or fearlessness, may recognize the bardo. When experiencing miseries because of the force of evil, karma, let it come that the conquerors of peaceful and wrathful may dispel the miseries. When the self-existing sound of reality reverberates like 1,000 thunders, let it come, and they be transmuted into the sounds of the Mahayana doctrines. When I am unprotected and karmic influences have to be followed here, I beseech the conquerors, the peaceful, and the wrathful to protect me. when suffering miseries because of karmic influence of propensities, let it come that the blissful samadhi of the clear light may dawn upon me. When assuming when assuming supernormal rebirth in the Sidpa Bardo, let it come that the perverting revelations of Mara occur not therein. When I arrive wheresoever I wish to, let it come that I experience not the illusion fright of awe and evil karma. When the roaring of savage beasts are uttered, let it come that they be charged into the sacred sound of the sixth syllabus. When pursued by snow, rain, wind, and darkness, let it come that I see the celestial eyes of bright wisdom. 8. Let it come to all sentient beings of the same harmonious order in the Bardo, without jealous toward one another, obtain birth on the higher planes. Just talking about that.